What's going on, guys? Isaac Baylor here, and this is going to be a $1,500 do anything PC build. For the processor, I chose the AMD Ryzen 7 1800X 3.6 GHz 8-core processor. Has an operating frequency of 3.6 GHz, turbo of 4 GHz, 8 cores, 16 threads, 95 watt TDP, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't include a CPU cooler, but I would get one for this anyway, just in case you wanted to overclock it, but it should be fine just like it is. But great CPU, the top of the line for AMD. And if you want to upgrade anything else in the system, you could probably lower this to a Ryzen 7 1700X, which is kind of like, it's like $80 cheaper, $100 cheaper, but you don't get the same kind of, it's just a little bit lesser, but But I would choose the 1800X. But if you really want to upgrade other stuff in the PC, then you can go ahead and switch. If you're just gaming, you could switch and be fine. Just upgrade the graphics card or something. For the CPU cooler, I went with the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. It's probably one of the most selling CPU coolers on the market ever. I have the same one, but the only difference is you do have to buy a bracket from Cooler Master. Or I have seen some on eBay for like $5-10 bucks. You can just go and buy one there. Strap it to your motherboard and you'll be fine. As for the motherboard, I went with Asus Strix B350F Gaming ATX AM4 motherboard. This one just kind of looked cool to me because it has all the features of it. And it has RGB lights, which some people want. But I was saying earlier, if you want to upgrade to like an X370 board, that you can do that if you just lower your processor, or if you just want to spend maybe $30-40 bucks more, then you can go ahead and get your motherboard like that. But this supports up to DDR4 3200 memory, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RAID support, Crossfire support, no SLI support, but I wouldn't recommend it anyway. 6 gigabit per second SATA ports and onboard USB 3 headers. Great little motherboard for what it is, and pretty much it. For the memory, I went with the G.Skill Flare X 16GB, 2 8GB sticks of DDR4 2133 memory. You could get higher memory, but I want to go with 16 gigs, and this kind of fit the build a little bit, so I figured I might as well choose that. But if you're not basing it aesthetically, then just go with either more aesthetically pleasing, maybe like RGB to fit the motherboard and the graphics card or something, but if you just go with this, it should be fine. And all the links for everything will be down in the description. Sorry, I just hit my mic with my hand. Sorry if that was loud. But anyway, for the storage, I want the ADATA Ultimate SU800 128GB 2.5 inch solid state drive. Pretty good solid state drive is 128 gigs, so it does give you about 8 more gigs than the 120 gigabyte models. And you could bump it up to 240, or just keep it like that, or spend about 20 bucks more on this other storage drive, the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB, 7200 RPM internal hard drive. You could spend about 15-20 bucks more, get a 2TB if you really want to. Doesn't make a difference, but it's just storage. You can just upgrade it anytime, or get like a external hard drive or external SSD and just put everything on there. But anyway, on to probably the most important part of the build for gamers, and I guess video editors, but not really. CPU kind of depends on that. But for the graphics card, I want the Asus GeForce GTX 1080 8GB ROG Strix video card. Since the 1080s went down, this one is at $560, which may sound like a lot, but this one is like $700 whenever it first came out. It has a 1.67 GHz core clock, 1.83 GHz boost clock, 180 watt TDP, SLI support, but our motherboard doesn't support SLI. But I wouldn't do SLI anyway, just because you need a power supply and there's so many negativities. But anyway, it does support G-Sync, so if you have a G-Sync monitor, that'll be good. 1 DVI-D dual link port, 2 display ports, and 2 HDMI ports. This card will crush anything you throw at it, except for the oddball games that just don't work or are bad ports and stuff, but you can pretty much crush anything with that graphics card. Now for the case, I went the Phanteks Enthoo Pro M ATX mid-tower case. I wanted to go with something a little bit higher quality, but also that has all the features that I really wanted in it. It has a external 5¼ inch bay, which is to me good, because with the 8-core processor, if you're actually going to do video editing, and you have a camera or a face cam, you want to have that with the SD cards into your computer, so you can have an SD card reader in that 5¼ inch bay slot, or just a regular DVD and Blu-ray player if you really want to, but whatever you want in there. And it has 3 internal 2½ inch bays, which is always nice for SSDs, and 2½ inch hard drives. And it has 8, yes, count it 8, 3½ inch internal hard drive bays. Plenty of expansion for all you need, and it fits everything that in this build, so it should be good. With the power supply, I went with the EVGA Supernova Next 650 watt, 80 plus gold certified, fully modular ATX power supply, 80 plus gold, fully modular, 650 watts. Pretty much all you need, and there's a $15 mail-in rebate for Outlet PC right now, bringing it down to $85, which is just like a killer deal for this. But if you don't want it fully modular, or you don't need that many watts, because this one only takes about 400, you could probably get away with 550 watt or just a 600 watt. You could lower that and upgrade more stuff in the build, but that's pretty much it for this PC build. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out some more videos, and see ya!